Hello everyone, my name's David Edgar. I'm the host of Heart and Hand, the Rangers podcast, and I'm joining you today after Rangers defeated Celtic by 3-2. Barry Ferguson masterminding a Parkhead victory, and it doesn't mean anything in terms of the season. No, absolutely not. We're not going to claim that. But it's good. It still feels very, very good indeed, because I've seen Rangers team in the last few years go to Parkhead and wet themselves. And they did not do that today. Even after the extent the other night, yes, we tired. Even after the effort of the other night, we tired. But we still had enough about us to go there and get the victory, and a deserved victory. But it was the attitude, and I think it came from Barry and from Neil McCann and from Billy Dodds, and Alan McGregor, because rather than going there not fancying it, being worried, they went there, they were revelling in it, they couldn't wait to get there, and the side looked like that. The side delivered an excellent performance. We can sometimes be a wee bit dishonest as fans, because we'll say things like, well, so long as they leave everything out on the park. But for example, Rangers did do that today. Had we lost 3-2, we would all have been raging. But what we mean is, in an Old Firm game, you have to leave everything out in the park. If you don't, then you get humiliated. You don't just lose, you get humiliated. Whereas today, the Rangers team went and they gave us what they had. And they married that with quality. And the 3 goals we scored were absolute peaches. The manager named the same team, with the exception of Yilmaz in for Yefte today, who had a personal issue, that played the other night. So I think what was clear was the plan was go out there, let's try and win the game early and see it out, because we will inevitably tire. And we were a goal away at half-time from doing that, I think, absolutely perfectly. Rangers started brilliantly. One of the things we haven't done in the past is we've allowed them to whip up a frenzy, get the crowd into it, and find ourselves 2-0 down after half an hour. That didn't happen today. Rangers dominated right from the start, right up at the Celtic goal, pressing them all over them, making chances, and we were rewarded with a brilliant goal from a corner. James Tavernier, terrific delivery, and there's Nico Raskin, Heart and Hand's own, sponsored by Heart and Hand. He makes a run to the near post, beautiful flicked header, and it's 1-0. And after that, Rangers, again, kept at it, just kept in on Celtic. Should have been 2-0 up when Václav Černý had a great opportunity after a Schmeichel mistake, but he delayed and wouldn't take the shot on, and the chance was lost. That, to me, is mental tiredness from the other night. Not so much physical tiredness, it's just total brain fog. It's just not thinking clearly. But Celtic had a couple of opportunities, don't get me wrong. Jack Butland's made a good save. Jota's had one very unfortunate just near by the post. And then Dujon Sterling with an absolutely wonderful goal-saving clearance after a header by Maeda. I have no idea how he got to it, and I have no idea how not only did he get to it, but actually flicked it away from goal. Wonderful bit of defending. And half-time comes, and you're thinking, right, if we can get in at half-time a goal up, well, we get in at half-time 2 goals up, and what a goal it was again. Again, Tavernier with a great ball in. The run from Nico Raskin is perfect. He times it wonderfully, but then he's got to just do a wee cushioned header, which he does. The execution was wonderful. And there is Mohamed Diamande. I thought he'd screwed it by the post, and I've seen it back 4 or 5 times, and every time I've seen the replay, I think he's going to knock that by the post, and he never does. It was a brilliant goal. And again, playing 3 men in the middle of the park doesn't mean that they all have to sit back. There was 2 of them in the box at that point. Connor Barron's back minding the shop, and he's saying, on you go, lads. It was a great goal. So half-time comes 2-0. I think there was a bit of an adrenaline dump. I think they all went in at half-time, sat down and went, whew. And then you feel the aches and strains in the heavy legs. But the goal we concede after 48 minutes is dreadful. Jack Butland, first of all, with a very loose kick out. His kicking is not good. He needs to take more care with it, but the age he is, I don't suppose he's going to change now. But he puts us under bother with a bad kick out, and then the defending's horrible. First of all, the cross comes in from the left too easy, no pressure on it. And at the back post, Tavernier and Sterling are there. They cannot be out-jumped by Maeda, yet they are. And it's 2-1. And that changes the momentum. Suddenly, Parkhead, which had been like a funeral, is very, very loud, and they're coming forward, that is. And you could see us visibly tired. You could. When they get their equalizer with 15 minutes to go, I think most people felt they were going to go on and win the match. For me, this goal's a bit disappointing in that we just don't affect it. It's not a great bit of quality from Celtic. It's just a nice enough standard move. Ball slipped through at the on-running Hatate, and he finishes. But Barron, who was otherwise excellent, switches off just for a brief moment. You can't do that against good players. They'll hurt you, and they do. And suddenly it's 2 each. At that point, as I say, I think Celtic were the overwhelming favourites. But I don't know whether they thought that and they didn't push themselves on as much as they should. And we actually then have the next really good chance. Dessers should do better. He was poor today. But then it falls to Connor Barron, and again, he screws it wide the near post where there was a kind of past finish available into the far corner. And the game's petering out, and I think we're waiting for Celtic to have one last launch at us. But then cometh the hour, cometh the Hamza Igaman. And I love this for so many reasons. One, it made me very happy because it's a goal to beat that lot. But two, I've seen, bizarrely, some Rangers fans criticising Igaman recently and saying, he's not all people are talking about. We have this element in our fan base who are desperate to rip down some of our players that I don't understand. He did have a dip in form because he's a young lad in his first serious year in professional football. Young players dip, happens all the time. It's ability that counts, and he's got it, and he showed it today. Long ball by Jack Butland, which I'm sure he'll claim as an assist. Celtic allow it to bounce. Their centre-backs today were pretty poor. And the ball drops to Hamza. He cushions it, which he's very good at. Then he turns inside, and the finish is gorgeous. It is the Sydney Sweeney of top corner finishes, and it's 3-2, and we've won the game. As I say, I'm not going to kid myself on or try and kid you on that changes the dynamic of the season. It doesn't, but we've had a really painful season with some horrible moments. So to reach the quarterfinals of the Europa League, to go to Parkhead, beat Celtic deservedly, scoring 3 goals, that's 9 in our last 3 against them, by the way. We need to enjoy it, and we will. It just is offering a platform. What Barry's doing is he's offering a platform for next season because there are young lads in that squad that are showing things they haven't shown. The midfield are improving, although if you're a young midfielder and you can't improve and learn under Barry Ferguson, you should pack up your kit and go home. But it was just a great day, a great performance and a great week. And I, for one, I'm going to enjoy that. And I'm going to relax and watch the goals many times over again today. Things are going to change at Rangers, we all know it. And this is a feeling that I want the players who'll remain to hang on to make it happen. You can only be a victim in a football match if you consent to being a victim. If you go there like Aberdeen and expect to get rolled over, and that isn't a dig at them because we've done it several times last year. We've turned up at Parkhead looking like a side that expects to get beat. What we've done the last few is we've gone, no, we're going to have a go and we'll see if you can beat us. If you're better than us, that's fine. But we're going to have a go and see how we get on. It won't always work, but it has done today. And I'm a very happy camper. Right, if you want to hear more about this, go to our page on Patreon. It's patreon.com/Heart and Hand. I'll be back here in 2 weeks after our next match. But until then, it's good to be a bear. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.